Think I'm live. Hey, happy Monday. I feel that the Monday kinks. All of my computers have a case of the Mondays this morning. Trying to log into to work this morning, and having some struggles. Got some weird delay on YouTube down here in the card room. So here we are. Going to be kind of a short episode here for Hobby Evolution, episode 80, entitled "Football is Fun Again." Obviously, no mail came yesterday, so the Cubs count stands at 502,032 Cubs cards in the collection. I did open some Mosaic football yesterday, and football is fun again. I am enjoying NFL football for the first time in at least 6 years. And is it because the Chicago Bears are 5-1 and winning? I'm sure that has something to do with it because I am a fair weather Chicago Bears fan. Obviously, I'm a diehard Chicago Cubs fan, baseball fan. But when it comes to football, I've never really been a diehard Bears fan. In fact, when I was a kid, I kind of hopped from favorite to favorite. I was a Kansas City Chiefs fan for a short bit. I was a Los Angeles Raiders fan for a short time. I liked the New Orleans Saints for a brief period. But I always did root for the Chicago Bears. But some of the other teams I kind of also latched onto as a favorite. Going back, football cards were actually some of the first cards I remember opening packs of. 1988 Topps Football was among the first packs I opened. I did a lot of the 1989 Pro set was one of my favorites to collect, and it's still I love those colorful borders to this day. 1991 Upper Deck Football was the very first hobby box I ever opened of a trading card. So a lot of nostalgia with football cards, and I haven't really collected open packs at all of football cards. And I have been this year, and I think part of that is I've fallen into the Mosaic football and Donruss football craze that people are waiting in lines and hoarding and trying to flip. So I've fallen into that. I'm not playing fantasy football for the first time in probably 20 years. So this is football 2020 is so weird because obviously we have the pandemic. That's number one. But I'm not playing fantasy football, but I'm into the NFL more than ever. And I haven't played, this is the first time I haven't played fantasy football in 20 years. I've been playing fantasy football since the late 90s. So it's the first time I haven't played fantasy football. The Bears are good. And I'm opening football cards. I haven't opened football cards as much as I have this year in more than 20 years. I can't remember the last time I've bought this much football. Probably the early 90s. Probably 91, 92 was the last time I've really been into football cards. I have bought some football here and there. My buddy Kyle, who lives in Minnesota now, and we lived in the same town in Illinois, he's a diehard Vikings fan and a big football fan. He does more memorabilia now, but we would run to Walmart on a Sunday, open some blaster boxes of football and watch some games. So that has been pretty much the extent of my football opening. When I acquire collections, basically the football is just kind of an afterthought. I'll just put it away. I sort the baseball. The football, depending on what years they are, I'll just stuff in a box and save it for a rainy day and go through it later. Sometimes I will pull some cards and for teams like Steelers, Packers, Bears. So, football hasn't been big, but I did open some Mosaic yesterday. And it was fun. I was planning on opening it during the Bears game, but the Bears game was on at noon, so I had some other things to catch up on right before the game started. Then I really got into the game, so I'm like, well, I'm just going to save this for halftime. And then at halftime, I didn't get around to it. I'm like, I'm just going to wait till after the game. I had to run some errands for my wife after the Bears game. And then the Packers Buccaneers game was on, so I wanted to watch at least half of that game. So I did open my Mosaic during the first half of the Packers Buccaneers game. Mosaic football is a steal at MSRP if you can find it, which is extremely hard. It's actually a product based on the prices that are selling on the secondary market for Mosaic football. I am very close to actually buying some at the 3x prices on the secondary market because it's been that good to me in the boxes that I've bought, especially the hanger boxes at $10. I would gladly pay $30 for a hanger box because they've been that good. Now we're a couple weeks away from release, so I'm probably less inclined to pay 3x, but a week ago, definitely. But now there's going to be some new stuff coming out here in the next few weeks. So I think my Mosaic run is done. It's been a fun run, but it has helped me enjoy football again. And the Bears, man, I can't believe this team's 5-1 yesterday. It's like they were trying not to win with some of the game management and some of the plays. It was like, I was very frustrated at times with some of it. So Zach, what's up? Good morning. Zach's in the chat. 89 score football first set I hand collated. That is an awesome set. That is probably that is 89 score football is the 89 upper deck for football. With the rookies, and it wasn't as widely produced as the other sets. That was an awesome set. 89 Pro set, beautiful set. It is, love it. I was actually, there was an online auction from nearby where I used to live in Illinois. They had like a dozen cases of 89 Pro set football. And I was bidding, and up until like the day of, it looked like I was going to be the high bidder, and then somebody swooped in and paid much more than I was willing to pay for those cases. So I was really hoping to get a good deal on those. 91 Pro set has some great photos for that time frame. Yeah, 91 was like the year for me in collecting. My first hobby box, Upper Deck Football that year. I had a cousin who actually lived with us for about a year. It was 1991, and he was a big into collecting. So 91 has that like special nostalgia for me because I was big into football. I was big into baseball, and it was kind of the last year I was, because by 92 I started getting into basketball cards with Shaq. So like 92 to 95 were my basketball years. And then I went into not collecting for a couple of years. 89 Topps baseball first set I bought outright. So our history aligns well. Yeah, 89 Topps was the first set that I built. 89 Topps baseball. That's the first set that got me into Cubs collecting. That's when I fell in love with Cubs baseball cards, getting an 89 Topps baseball set through a mail order. 88 was the first packs I remember opening. Topps football and 88 Donruss. And then 89 was when I started. That's when I really was collecting. I was buying packs with my allowance. 89 Bowman, 89 Topps. I was buying a lot of non-sports cards in 1989. I remember collecting the Dick Tracy cards, New Kids on the Block, believe it or not. What else was there? Yo MTV Raps, and there was another music set that came out around that time. So 89 was when I really got into cards in general. So yeah, fun stuff there. So football's fun again. Bears 5-1. Opening some football cards. I have a lot listed in my eBay store. Mosaic football. There's a few more of the prisms I think that I have to list. I'll get those up at some point later today, tonight. So you can check that out. eBay store links on my 1millioncubs.com. Link is at the top of the page. Buy 3 or more cards, automatic 10% off at discount. That's all for today. I've got some computer issues I need to figure out. So have a wonderful Monday.